All right, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It's out of thrilldata.com. And, well, we know what's not going on at Disney World, because if you all will just look at this little uppy down, uppy down, uppy down, it's like keepy uppy, but the balloon is losing helium every single time to our Bluey fans out there. What do we got going on right now? You can see that the wait times are quite low for a December. Only 29 minutes, your average wait time. And some of you are saying, well, that's no bummer. That's great. I love that. But does Disney? Because when the wait time is only 29 minutes during a December, it's harder to sell those lightning lane passes. Wouldn't you say so? Folks, we have been on a steady decline. And this new, because we're supposed to go up for the holidays, the bump is, it's a very, I don't want to call it a baby bump, because some people tell me that means something different than what I actually mean it to be, but it's a baby bump. It's a teeny weeny, itsy bitsy baby bump for December. In fact, slightly lower than November. These are, we believe, correlated to the actual crowd levels at Disney. And as you can see, we have been steadily up and down, but going in that downward trajectory. And now in December, things are not looking great for Disney. To give you some idea of what Decembers typically look like, if we go back to the last December, 33 minutes was the average wait time. If we go back 2 years, 42 minutes, and look how high that peak was. Go back another 2 years, 46 minutes. You get the idea. Decembers are the big month of the year because of New Year's, because of Christmas, etc. Then it could pick up. It might, it could, it should. But ladies and gentlemen, what we're looking at right now is that at least for the first week of December, crowds have not shown up for Disney World. Panel, what's going on here? Why are we not yet seeing this? And do we get like some dramatic increase in about a week? What do you think?
Maybe we get a dramatic increase in a week or so, but I will tell you, it's either the second or the third year that Jollywood Nights has been in production. And I really think that between Mickey's Merry Christmas Party, Jollywood Nights, and then the only thing is like Epcot, right? So you have a ticket all day for Epcot. There's no special ticket needed for the Festival of the Holidays. But I really think that because the Jollywood Nights thing is becoming such a big hit, that people are less inclined to go during the day. They're just getting their tickets, going to the parties, and that's a wrap. People are intimidated. They know that the parks are closing early. They're, they give you to 5 p.m., 6 p.m. to leave because the special ticketed events. Animal Kingdom has been giving a lot of offerings for the holidays, because they're open later. Sometimes they're open till 9:30, which is great. But I still feel like people are intimidated. Constructions, the walls and throughout the, all the parks, and then the parties in more than one park.
Now, wait a minute, MJ, this is fascinating to me. You're saying that they're so successful with the VIP after hours events, which seem to be the way that they're stopping the news from reporting just how bad things are going during the day. You're saying that's actually exacerbating lower crowd levels during the day now.
I think so. And they sold out for the whole month of November. They haven't sold out for December yet, but I am keeping an eye on that. I don't know if they're going to sell out or not, but they're getting better at their game with these nighttime parties is all I'm saying.
Interesting. I had not considered that the success of the late night might actually be driving away the crowds during the daytime. Vash, is that making sense to you? Do you think this is essentially a locals problem?
Yeah, it could be. The problem is that to get the most out of the holidays at Walt Disney World, you have to go to these parties. From culture, back me up here. Disneyland doesn't do that for a variety of reasons, but they don't really have after hours parties. They tried a couple of years ago, actually. It didn't prove successful. But when those holiday offerings are in place, those parks are packed. They are packed right now. I can tell you from firsthand experience. So yeah, if you want to get the most out of going to Walt Disney World and finding those festivities, why would you pay for a day price? Why would you go during the day at all? Just buy into where the holidays are at. That that includes the holiday fireworks, holiday parade, and so forth, and all these things they have behind the paywall. Well, that's what you're going to be opting to. I think MJ makes an astute point here.
Well, my argument is, why would you get a regular day ticket for $179 to $229, which is what the price range is this year for the Christmas parties at Disney World?
No sense at all.
you might as well just get it for those hours. First of all, you're going to get amazing access to attractions. You're going to have fewer crowds, and you'll have obviously extended viewing hours of the things that you're there for the holidays for anyway, which is the Christmas decor and everything else that goes along with it. I mean, it's one of the few things, as MJ pointed out, that is growing in popularity. Whether, one of the things that they tried to grow was Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, which was garbage, but they were able to make, success out of the more recent, parties that they have now. So I'm starting, like I said, I'm starting to see a trend with Disney, is the exploitation of these seasonal events in the same way that they exploit the food and wine or the arts festival or any of the other events that they have at Epcot. They're starting to strictly cater to the people who are there for the events. That's it. There's really nobody else that's enthralled to be there these times of year compared to what's going on with each of these events, at least in my opinion. I think you're right, Vash. The difference could not be more stark though within the same company. Because the way that Disneyland is operated for Christmas and the way that the Disney World is operated is night and day. And they're treating California the right way, whereas Florida gets hosed. Why do they do it this way, Vash? What's going on? Why is this company so starkly different on the different coasts?
It's really a profound question because I remember us talking about this in the lead up to this actual show. And it's very interesting how these two things work. And I think one is it's dictated by this kind of philosophy and mindset that this be a destination resort, right, in the form of Walt Disney World, and these extra hour parties are a way to sell the parks multiple times a day. But I think they've kind of trapped themselves in that because they've stripped so much out of the regular day for guests. Now people are just opting for the day that offers everything that they want at a reduced capacity because these things don't sell out quite as much as maybe a normal day ticket at Magic Kingdom or Disney Hollywood Studios or anything else. So it's like why as Culture pointed out there, why pay for a day pass you wouldn't actually, versus Disneyland. It kind of knows what it is and it has leaned into it for so long. It knows its demographic. It knows it 75% of the annual attendance for Disneyland comes from within 250 miles of that resort. And so they play them very differently. I think Walt Disney World taking on some of Disneyland right now is understanding that I think domestic tourism and international tourism dropped off and will continue to decline. And so they're leaning into annual pass holders more. And so they're running that resort a little bit more like Disneyland because they understand that the economic climate would support that probably.
Well, whatever they're doing, they probably should stop doing it because as I look at this chart, this is not the right direction for a company to go. No. And Jonas, just to remind everybody out there, we love Disneyland. In fact, I think Disneyland proper is a better park than Magic Kingdom. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But Jonas, in terms of financial import, there's nothing else that matters more than Walt Disney World to the Walt Disney Company. It has far more potentiality, far more capacity, and yet they're driving it in the ground, and we can see this out of Thrill Data. What are your thoughts on this, Jonas? What do they need to do to fix this thing?
There are two paths. One is that they become a relevant company again on a massive scale. They're getting a lot of residual effect from being relevant in the past, and now they're slowly getting away from that relevance as more and more people just kind of tune out to what they've been throwing out there. Eventually the copies of the copies will wear out. I think by the time we get to Zootopia 4, we'll all be rolling our eyes in a way that we haven't in the past.
I don't know. China might be eating it up, man. They can't wait for Zootopia 5.
When they go the Land Before Time route and they're on number 15, that's when they'll really need to make a change.
If that bird in Zootopia 3 is not a flamingo, I will be shocked. And if they don't have a panda in there soon to be a main character, then plant me in a garden and call me Bud. I won't believe it.
I think the Chinese populace are getting their dogs together right now to go to Zootopia 5, which is pretty absolutely stunning right here. But look, you're gonna have
dinner and a movie.
going forward for Walt Disney World, it is so profound to really increase value. And if the value's not there, people are not going to go. And if people understand that they have better value elsewhere or for these after hours parties, that's what they're going to opt into. MJ, I think you had one last point here.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind people to check the app. And not a lot of people are inclined to download it and have it on their phones because I know it's annoying. But they're not, you guys in the comments, please correct me. I haven't seen once this advertised. People don't know this, but in the Magic Kingdom, you don't need a special ticket to experience Christmas. You can still go during the day, even if the park closes early. You can experience the parade twice, one at 12 p.m. and I think the other one's at 2 o'clock, if not 3. You have a chance to go see the Christmas parade. Plus, you don't need lightning lanes. You could just go on most of the attractions and do a park hopper ticket and go to Animal Kingdom, spend the rest of your day over there is what I'm saying. I really want people to understand there's so much to do. You don't need a special ticketed event for. And if you have an annual pass, just try to find out, filter through your blockout dates and go with the family. Take advantage if you're a local. Those parades during the day are beautiful. I don't see them advertised anywhere on their website or on the app. I didn't see them. I actually had to find out through a friend of mine, and I posted it on Instagram the other day because I don't think a lot of people even know. They think, oh, it's Christmas. You need a special ticket to see the parade. You don't. And that's during the day. So that's the last thing I wanted to share with everyone.
Very well said.
Locals have it good in Florida because you cannot get into Disneyland if you have a pass. I don't care if you have a $2,000 pass or a $500 pass. You can't get in right now. It is that booked out. So yeah, MJ's correct, completely correct. Take advantage of the low crowds when you can.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.